Hello and welcome to part one of this edition of What the Hell Just Happened? The vlog that's two vlogs in one. It's informational. No, it's entertaining. Stop. You're both right. I'm your host, Martin Ganapolo. This week we begin at the third Democratic presidential debate in Houston, Texas. There's a lot at stake for the candidates this time. The field's narrowing, and soon both money and polling numbers will be less generous to the bottom tier. But before we look at the winners and losers in this week's debate, we need to assess what the incumbent president has going for him as he takes his own campaign to wherever people are willing to suspend their moral rectitude and critical thinking. First, any incumbent has an advantage over any challenger. But there are basically four factors that can sink a sitting president. If he ruins the economy by declaring an ill-considered trade war, attempts to decrease or suspend Medicare or other health care options, is impeached by Congress for high crimes and misdemeanors, or has extramarital... Okay, maybe it's only three factors. But even with the odds seeming in their favor, the Dems might just mess it up anyway. As Will Rogers once said, I don't belong to any organized political party. I'm a Democrat. But it was imperative for the single-digit candidates to get noticed in this debate. And a few did get noticed, but maybe not the way they wanted. Take, for example, Andrew Yang. In his intro speech, he started a contest to give 10 people $1,000 a month. Hey, Andy, haven't we already had our fill of the reality TV style of campaigning? Yeah? Also, Julian Castro seemed to be doing well until he basically accused Joe Biden of having dementia. Big mistake. Joe may be an old dog, but that dog can still hunt. The only person who took her rhetoric directly to the guy in the White House was Kamala Harris, who also continued to use story to give us insight into her policy choices and her character. There was a kind of a mutual admiration society going on the stage as well, and yeah, maybe rightfully so. The candidates kept thanking and congratulating each other for being brave, for serving the armed forces, for not lying about stuff. Kind of a low bar these days. Interestingly, Beto O'Rourke seemed to have finally found his voice and put his political future on the line with his passionate plea to ban assault weapons. Cory Booker came across as smart, poised, sometimes inspiring, while not losing his energy, or his often repeated street cred. Very important. Bernie was cranky but focused and had all his bullet points honed for quick delivery. And after all, he did write the damn bill on healthcare. Pete Buttigieg was thoughtful, well-spoken, and showed that he has a big future ahead of him, even if not necessarily in the presidency this time around. Elizabeth Warren kept passionately explaining how her policies would work and get paid for, and nobody laid a glove on her. Biden came off as authentic, emotionally engaged, and ready for the fight, even if he did have some oddball moments, like when he mentioned how parents or preschoolers should leave the record player on all night. I don't know. Even Amy Klobuchar had moments. My takeaway is that we're finally seeing some of these candidates for who they really are. And because of that, we can start to decide who really has the goods and who doesn't. So the winner of this week's debate was us, the American people. Thanks for watching part one of this week's vlog. Join me again later this week for part two. See you then.